What's up, everybody? It's KelseeBrianaJai here with my Sephora VIB sale recommendation video. Sephora hosts their VIB sales twice a year, once in the spring, this one is in the fall. The sale is going to be broken up into two different categories. The Rouge members are going to be able to shop both. So the first part of the sale is exclusively for Rouge members, and it is going to be November 3rd through 6th in store and online. You can use it in an unlimited amount of time, and it's going to be 20% off. The code is 20 for Rouge, so you'll use that as many times as you like. And then the second part of the sale is going to be November 10th through the 15th, and that is for the VIB portion of the sale. And the VIB Rouges do get to shop during the VIB portion of the sale, and then if you're just a regular insider, you get 15% off. So everybody gets to save money during this sale, so don't forget to use your coupon if you're going into Sephora. Because of the pure chaos that ensues during the sale, I always like to be prepared of what I want to buy. I like to have my list already saved in my love section on my Sephora app, so I can either check out, or if I'm going to be shopping in the store, I like to already have my things together that I want. I put it on hold, and then I'm ready to check out as soon as the time hits for the sale to start, because the stuff sells out really quickly. I've comprised the list of all the things that I recommend for this year's sale. Now, I have my favorite things that I always love. They are my staples. They are my ride or dies. They are products that are tried and true for me. I will have that video listed down below where I tell you all of my holy grail products. Every single one of those products that's in my holy grail video, that's still fair game to be bought during the sale. I don't feel like I need to go over that information. If you want to know my top favorite products of all time, watch that video. And then also, if you guys want to just go back through some of my favorite videos, it's November now, so there's 10 favorite videos that you can go through and kind of get a general idea of what I've been loving throughout the year. But the list that I made has things that are fairly new, or products that I've never talked about on my channel, or very rarely talked about on my channel. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into that. The first category, which is foundation. Sephora just recently started carrying La Mer products in between this last sale and this sale, so I highly recommend for you to check out their foundation. It is such a beautiful foundation. It's so glowy, and it just gives you the most beautiful finish on your face, and I think that this will be an excellent time to try out the foundation. Or if you're curious about La Mer products in general, this will be a nice time to try them out, because as you guys know, these are very expensive products, so 20% off will help significantly lower the price. Next, as far as cheek products go, I recommend two. The first one is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sugar Glow Kit. I love that glow kit. When I watched it in the video where I did the review of the new Anastasia Beverly Hills holiday stuff, I loved it. Make sure you check your collection, because a lot of the shades in that palette are re-promotes, so you may already have it. But to get a more in-depth review, check out that Anastasia Prism video that I did, and I go over what shades are in what palette. But if you don't have any of them, that palette is adorable. It's so cute. The highlighters are so just on trend, so popping, and I love it. I recommend that one if you don't have any of those in your collection. Next, the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt Freestyle Highlighter. Any of the colors that suit your taste. Those highlighters are such good quality. They are so highly reflective, but they melt into the skin. I absolutely love them. That is hands down my favorite thing from the permanent section of her line, and I recommend for you to get those if you haven't tried them already. Y'all, I have so many palettes on this list. Honestly, that is the bulk of my recommendations for this sale, because I feel like this season has been nothing but eye focus, so it's not a lot of other products that I've just fallen in love with like I have eyeshadow palettes. So in no particular order, these are the palettes that I feel like are the best value, and I feel like they'll be worth checking out in the sale. So first up on my eyeshadow palette list is the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk eyeshadow palette, and I think that this one is so gorgeous. I love the color organization of the eyeshadows in the palette. I love the pigmentation. I love how they apply. I just think it's an overall really pretty palette, and I think that it'll be nice to add to your collection, especially if you like pops of purple. I love that eyeshadow palette, and I think that this is going to be one of the first ones to go in the sale. Next is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette. I love this palette. I love the way the colors are organized in the palette. I think it's a really pretty holiday palette. It has your traditional golds. Then it also has colors like lime green and a teal blue. It's just a really nice quality eyeshadow palette that gives you a little bit of something different to add to your collection. Everybody's favorite that came back into stock, the Natasha Denona Sunset palette. This palette was out of stock for so long. It released this year. It was out of stock half the year and is now back. I think that this is going to fly off of these shelves. If you want this palette, you need to be on there as soon as the sale starts, and you need to check out. Already have everything saved. This palette is amazing. Natasha Denona is amazing. I will link some of my videos down below talking about this. If you've never seen Natasha Denona eyeshadows, make sure you go on my channel, search for the Natasha Denona eyeshadow reviews that I've done, and you can just see it for yourself. They are absolutely magic. And keeping in touch with the Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes, the Lila palette, that'll be a great time to pick this one up. If you like purple, then you need this palette. A lot of people are like, should I get the Sunset or should I get the Lila palette? It's totally personal preference. If you like warm tone eyeshadows, golds, browns, and reds, get the Sunset palette. And if you like eyeshadow palettes that don't have a strong warm or cool undertone, more so neutral, and you like purples, then get the Lila palette. If you ballin', get both. And then definitely make sure you pick up her Aries and Joya palettes. Those palettes, hands down, my favorite items from 2017. Hands down. I love those palettes. The looks that I wear with them, they always get compliments. And they're such unique items to my collection. If I was going to pick any of the Natasha Denona stuff to buy during this sale, and I had to prioritize them, I would definitely buy in this order the Aries palette, the Joya palette, the Sunset palette, the Lila palette, and then any of her 28 eyeshadow palettes. But I would buy them in that order because I think that that's going to be the order of demand for this sale. Next, the Kat Von D Saint and Center palette. I think that this is a really fun addition to your makeup collection. I love the design of this palette. It's shaped in the way of a cathedral window, and the eyeshadows are organized on one side as Saint and on the other side as Center. The Center side has the more pops of color, the bolder colors, and then the Saint side has the lighter colors. I love this eyeshadow palette. I think it's really pretty. It's definitely a collector's item, and I would grab it in the sale because it gives you a little bit of something off. Next, the Urban Decay Heavy Metals palette. I think that that was a really cute palette. I like the way it's organized. I like the colors in it. I like the quality of it. I like that on one side it was the neutral eyeshadows and on the other side was the pops of color. I think that it was a really nice quality palette. It's all shimmer, so it's on trend with what's going on in the makeup industry right now. All shimmer / glitter eyeshadows are all the rage, and I think that this palette is really well done. The Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes, love those. I have on 03 Subversive on my lids right now, and I love that palette. Any one of the three, depending on your color preference, you can't go wrong with them. I love number 3 the most, but I bought number 2 because I had to have that golden green. That gold eyeshadow and that green eyeshadow has to be in my collection. I think that buying them during the sale would be an amazing value because you're saving on the luxury makeup. They're so bomb. Like, they're just bomb. So if you can get your hands on these during the sale, get them. So I have to read this name. The Marc Jacobs Iconic Multi-Finish Eyeshadows. And the one that I love is Editorial. That one is the green toned one, and then I really like the Scandalous one. That one is the more so neutral tone with the red eyeshadow. That one is more dupeable, but the Editorial one is the one that's like constantly out of stock. So I would check to see if you have it in your local Sephora. It's been out of stock on Sephora's website for quite some time now. I would be amazed to see it come back in stock for the sale. But I think if it does come back in stock for the sale, it's not going to stay in stock very long. So get your hands on that one. Really pretty, especially for the fall. Busy Art eyeshadows. Perfect time to pick them up. They are staples in my makeup collection. I use them all the time. My favorite one is the neutral matte. Then following that one, I really like the dark mattes. And then I have the warm matte one, but I honestly don't use that one that much. But the quality is really nice. But any of the all matte Busy Art eyeshadow palettes, you just cannot go wrong with them. And then lastly, the Tom Ford eyeshadow quads. Now these are pure luxury at $84. So you get 4 colors. My personal favorites are Golden Mink, Cocoa Mirage, and Nude Dip. So those would be the 3 that I would highly recommend to get. Now, if you're like me and you're just a Tom Ford junkie and you want to just have all the Tom Ford quads, go for it. If you're a person who, if you spend $85 on an eyeshadow quad, it needs to be something you use every day, those would be the 4 that I would recommend, because those are the most everyday neutral colors in terms of his eyeshadow quads. Moving on to eyeliner. So there's only one eyeliner that I would bend my back over. What am I trying to say? I love the Tom Ford Eye Definer pen. And that's the eyeliner that I recommend. And I don't know what I was trying to say at first, but I don't know. But that eyeliner pen is the one. If you're going to pick any eyeliner in life, that would be the one that I would say go for. Next, lipsticks. I have a few that I recommend for you all to try. The first one is the Pat McGrath Matte Trans Lipstick. I have 2 of them currently. They are really nice. They look really pretty on the lips. They're more so like a powdery lipstick, and I like that about them. They don't feel overly drying. They have a nice lip to them. They're very opaque. I love those lipsticks, and I have the colors 1995. I also have the color Omni. Like, love those lipsticks. I think that these will be a great pickup during the sale. I may even pick up a few more of those myself. Next, the NARS Power Matte Lip Pigments. So this is NARS's liquid lipsticks, and they are such a nice formula. I like the way that they apply and the way that they look on the lips. They're not overly drying. The pigmentation packs a lot of punch. So next, I recommend the Tom Ford lipsticks. Tom Ford just released so many new colors. I think that's right on time for the Sephora VIB sale, so I'll probably be picking up a few more of those myself. I've already picked up a few of the new ones. I have, I'm not gonna lie, but a few more of those maybe adding themselves to my cart. No, I'm not gonna add them to my carts. They are gonna add themselves. I did a video on the majority of these. The Dior Rouge liquid lipsticks. That was kind of hard to say, but I really like that formula of liquid lipsticks. I think that it's really nice. The color selection is really unique, and so if you're wanting to get some of those, watch that video to see them in action and then pick out a few. But I like the formula. And then a more affordable option out of all the lipsticks that I named are the Anastasia Beverly Hills matte lipsticks. They pack a lot of pigment. They are a drier formula, but they are the perfect lipstick for layering. So if you want to do a combination with their lipstick, it's so long lasting that way, and they're so pigmented that you're going to get a nice amount of color payoff. These lipsticks already are affordable at $18, so if you can knock off a little bit more, pretty much these lipsticks during the sale are the prices of some drugstore lipsticks nowadays. And as far as lip glosses go, I have a few. The first one is the Huda Beauty Lip Strobe, and these are iridescent lip glosses. So I really like those because they have a nice sparkle to them, and they also have that really pretty shift. The second recommendation I have for you guys are the Natasha Denona lip glazes, and I don't feel like anybody talks about them, but those colors are really nice. The formula is really nice. It is a thicker lip gloss. I personally prefer a thicker lip gloss, and the colors that she has are so pretty, especially the neutral ones. As far as fragrance recommendations, Sephora carries all of the standard fragrances that you see in all department stores. They have Chanel, they have the Dior, they have the Armani fragrances, but I like fragrances that are a little bit more unique. The first one is Nest. Nest is not exclusive to Sephora, but it's included in the sale here, and I really like some of the fragrances because they're not smells that you can just put your nose on, like, oh, you're wearing Dolce & Gabbana light blue. You know, sometimes you can just tell when somebody's wearing something like, oh, you're wearing Chanel No. 5, which is nothing wrong with that, but sometimes you want to have a more unique scent that's specific to you. It's like, what do you have on? More mysterious. Maison Margiela fragrances are really cool. There's one called Jazz Club. They have one called Lipstick On. They have so many like niche fragrances, and they smell like experiences, and I really like stuff like that. Like, that really plays into me and what I love. And I like anything that basically takes an experience and puts it in a bottle. Those are all my recommendations for you guys for the sale. Definitely, if you have some more recommendations, tell me down in the comment section. But make sure you go check through my videos because I buy a lot of stuff. Sometimes you might miss a few videos because I've been uploading a whole lot regularly, and that's because I've been buying a whole lot because a whole lot has been coming out. So I have a lot of the things that are probably going to be like some of the hottest items this year. But my wish list is pretty edited. I may get all all of these things plus more. I may get 2 of these things. I may get none of these things. It all depends on my mood. Most of these things are items that have been on my wish list for a while. But if I were to purchase things from the sale, I want the Tom Ford Ultra Shine Lip Gloss in the color 01 Naked and 02 Rose Crush. I also may grab a few more of his newer lipsticks. And I saw this new brand being launched on Sephora, which it kind of intrigues me. It's a brand called Saturday Skin, and they have a Daily Dew Hydrating Mist. I may check that out. I am interested in the Pat McGrath Permagel Ultra Glide Eye Pencil in Extreme Black. It looks so black, and if the quality is like anything else of hers that I tried, which I know that it is, it's going to be amazing, so I probably will pick that up. I want to try her Luxe Trans lipsticks. I've only tried the matte trans lipsticks, so I may pick up Donatella Attitude or Lust Angeles. I probably won't buy all of them, maybe 1 or 2 to check them out. I want to get another one of the Natasha Denona Chroma Crystal top coats, maybe 2, bronze and nude. I have the color Peach. I may pick up both. I may pick up 1. Mel said that the Hourglass Ambient Metallic Strobe Lighting Palette is really nice. I may check that one out. The Mare just came out with a sheer pressed powder, so I want to get that if they have my color in stock. And then lastly, the Derma Flash Facial Exfoliating Device. I am the most interested in that because it is a device that is supposed to remove peach fuzz from your face while still exfoliating it at the same time. So I'm very interested in that device. And then I definitely am going to be picking up some of the new Huda Beauty eyeshadow palettes that are coming out. So other than that, that's all I have on my list as far as I can tell now. I always end up buying something random, but I may not get all those things on my list. That's just a list. I look forward to reading what you guys are picking up during the sale. If you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you click the bell when you subscribe. That way you're notified when I upload a new video. And I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Smooches. Bye.